it's Vanessa filming for Carolyn's Musings on YouTube and Etsy, and One Way Journals on Facebook. So what we have for you today is the next devotional kit in the Women of the Bible series, and this one is Mary and Martha. It is beautiful. It is stunning in all of these pink colours, and so let me just open that up. So you're going to have a look there. It's just so pretty. I love it. Now, before I get into showing you what the digitals are in this kit, I don't normally share personal things. I just wanted to get on to showing you exactly how to make the journals, but I just wanted to add a little quick thought on this one. So when I was growing up, I had a pink room. My twin sister had a blue room, so I loved pink. And then I got married 30 years ago to my incredible husband, and we have 3 young adult sons. So there was no pink in my house, so it was always blue, and we have more of the sort of vintage heritage colours in our home. But yeah, when we had welcomed our 3 beautiful boys, it was always blue. So then 5 years ago, I was diagnosed with breast cancer, and it's actually coming up at Easter time. In a couple of weeks' time, I will be celebrating 5 years, and hopefully then out of remission and get free from cancer. So that will be a great source of celebration for us in our family. And so I do have this beautiful love of pink, and so it was such a pleasure putting this kit together. Because when I had breast cancer, I decided I'm going to embrace everything pink. So anyway, more than that is actually the subject matter. So the story of Mary and Martha, and I think most of us in our younger years tend to be a Martha. We, even if it's because we're wanting to devote all of our time to the Lord. I worked in a church, community services, just up until I was diagnosed for 10 years. And yes, we do get into that trap of just being so busy trying to serve God and serve others that we forget sometimes to be like the Mary and to sit and spend that quiet time and have that personal relationship with Jesus, our Saviour, and our Heavenly Father. So yeah, I'm just so incredibly grateful to still be here and loving putting this kit together. So I'm hoping that you will be just as blessed as you put this journal kit together and do the devotion. So let me get into the next section with what's inside. So let's have a look what's in this beautiful kit. So here it is, Mary and Martha, Luke 10:38 to 42, and then that's printed on the back. And then this gorgeous one with the music and the birds and this window scene. So I've chosen this for my cover. So I haven't printed on the back. That's my second print because I've chosen to use a burgundy card. And so the second print is going to be the flap that's going to be on the front. And then I'll probably put an inspired word or something here on the top here. And then there's a double notes page, and on the reverse, the scripture observation application page. And here's some study questions with this beautiful digital pattern here. And then these bright, fabulous colours on this one. So it'd be great to add pockets and things too. And then if you'd like to use a weekly planner, there's this page in there. And then this is like a contrast. So it's a great sort of silvery grey, just to give some contrast to the kit as well. And then this beautiful one with a book and a sort of like a picnic scene, Seek Ye First the Kingdom of God, the butterfly, love that. And then this is one of the soft pattern backing papers, which is just beautiful. I love that. Sorry, that sounds like a car starting up, the neighbours. And gorgeous, a garden gate with a bird house, this beautiful prints as well, and that on the back. More florals here and there. So they're great for extra writing space or adding pockets. And then birds, butterfly, love this here. And then a bridge garden scene with showers of blessing is the backing there. Gorgeous. Now this is the collage sheet, so beautiful. So I'm going to challenge myself to think of something new to do with the collage sheet, and I've just backed this. Now this is the lightest pink backing. There are 4 backing sheets. So there was the floral one that I showed you before, there was this one, and then on the ephemera let me move to that. There are a couple of other backing sheets. So with the ephemera, we have 3 stacked pockets. We can stack those. Journal card, another pocket here. I love that he's peeking out there. We could print this twice and sort of do that 3D. We'll have a look. Now, this is the lightest pattern paper. So that is really pretty. I love that. Hopefully you can see that. Okay, so that's that one. And then a fold over journal card, some fussy cards. They're quite large. That's fabulous. That's the light color on the back of that one. So this could be used as a belly band across here, and then we've got large tags. So I've done, once again, that light pattern paper there. And then we've got an envelope with a folded tag, some fussy cuts, and that print on the back. I will show you the other ones too, the other backing. So we've seen this pocket before, which I loved, really loved this. So we'll cut out the circle, put some acetate behind, and then we've got a choice of journal cards to go in there. This one might go for something else because that looks too large for here. So we'll have a look, and then that's that backing paper on that one again. And this is the second choice of this oval pocket, beautiful, with that on the back. And then, yes, oh hang on, we've got that on the back as well. So these are some very long tags. So this is a tab that will cut out, glue and fold over, and then you can pull that out of, I know I've seen, you'll know what this goes in for in a minute. And then some smaller tags, that one on the back. Some more tags, journal cards, fussy cuts. Now this is the darker pink on the background. I think it's the darker, or is it the lighter? No, it's the lighter. Okay, so I've just shown you the 2 patterns. There's a light pattern and a floral pattern one, and then this is more of the neutral lighter pink background. So that's on the back of that one. So here we have some more pockets, and that one on the back. Here we've got an envelope, fold over journal card with that on the back. And then this is, these are the hidden paper clips. And then these can be used as a belly band and some larger tags. And this is the darker neutral pink. So there's 4 pattern papers that are fantastic on the back of those. And then we have this one pocket as well with that on the back, and I've used the darker on there. Now those 2 tabbed long tags to go in this pocket. So there's 2 choices here. There's this one and this one. I didn't print on the back. You will see the white because of the notch here, but instead of printing all over the whole back to save your ink, we can just sort of use an ink pad to ink it, or you could use some extra digital paper and just sort of put it. I'll show you when we put this together. And so they're not printed on the back. And so these are long pockets, and it says right side flip, score, fold and place the glue here. So this is going to glue onto the page as a flip, and this is going to be on the other side of it, and then we're going to glue down the 3 sides, and it's going to create a pocket. Fabulous. So we will definitely go over that. And then we have lastly this, so I love these faux stitch pockets and all the fabulous words that are in here. And then once again we have the Mary and Martha tab here. So I am actually creating, as I go along, another journal, which I'm just choosing some pages out of it and some of the ephemera, and then making it all into one journal. So if you don't see all the ephemera in this particular journal that I'm making and doing a tutorial for today, those other bits, they might be too much to put in here. Some of those pieces will feature in the other journal, which I'll be doing in a couple of weeks once we've finished all the digital kits. Okay, now, so I could have had, because I've chosen a darker burgundy for my folder, on the inside here I could have used the lighter backing papers, and there is a floral page which I've already printed. It's a journal page and it's already in the digital signature. So Carolyn is about to release a Shades of Pink digital kit, and there are 27 pages. I love pink, and so there are so many. I didn't print all of them out, but I thought I'd print a selection. There are quite a few that are sort of like a patchwork, more of a modern feel to them. So there's quite a few of those, so check those out. There'll be a notification on Facebook when that kit is being released. But anyway, I've printed a couple of them, so I just wanted to go through with you. They're so pretty. So here we go. So that's similar to the page that is within the signatures, the journal pages. And then this one. They're all so lovely. Oh, I love this one too. And this one, and then sort of more with a purpley pink feel. And then sort of that dusty purple, eggplanty, burgundy. It's a mixture. It's a fantastic color. And then that one as well. So once I put the front of the signature here, I'll try and match up one of these papers, and I'm probably going to use that one of those as my inside here, but you can use something from the kit if you prefer. Okay, the only thing I forgot to mention was that I do print my signatures on 120 GSM, which is approximately 45 pound cover stock, so it's a little bit thicker than your normal copier paper. Copier paper I don't use, it's too thin, it rips, and it's not great for printing back and front, just to give you a heads up on that. And then my ephemera, I use 160 GSM, which is approximately 60 pound cover cardstock. It's not too thick, so that it doesn't make the journal too bulky. If you do want to thicken up some of your tags, etc., you can always print them out and then back them onto some card. My new Epson Eco Tank sort of feeds through the 250 GSM, which is about 92 pound cover cardstock, but it sort of gets stuck towards the end of the print. I'm not sure why it does that, but it's really up to preference what you want to use. Okay, let me go cut everything out, ink it, and then I'll come back to you with some instruction on any of the ephemera that looks a little bit different to what we've done before, and so I'll see you shortly. I've put my digital on the front and done my flap. If you're not sure how to do this, please look at the Ruth and Naomi video in the Women of the Bible series, because that one's got a step-by-step on how to do that closure. I still have to add the eyelets and the elastic for the closure, but I'll do that later. But what I have done is put those digitals on the front, that one on the back, and then before I place these here on the back, I have done this one here so that it's ready for me to punch the eyelets in there. But before I put these down, I wanted to go through some ephemera with you. So this is the front of the signature, and I thought this pattern went really well. Now this is from the Shades of Pink kit, but there are beautiful papers within this kit that you can use to put here on the front cover. Now what I wanted to go over was these flaps. So this one I've already glued down, and so that's got that in there. Now if you wanted that, this one is a flap to the left, and so if you wanted to put this here, you would need to glue this side down onto this side of the card, of the cover, and then you can glue this piece on over the top of that. Okay, so just be aware that you'll need to do that before you stick this one down. I'm not sure if I'm going to use this one here because I do want to do a writing board, and so I might put it on the front this time and then do this flip on the back. But if you don't want to do a writing board, you can have a flap on the front and a flap on the back of the journal. Okay, so I'm just going to go over this. Now you might notice that I've actually inked this, and that's because when you glue it down and this over the top, you don't want to see white. So that's why that's there. Okay, so let me just show you with this one. So I've cut it all out and then inked here on the edge all around the front. I've actually inked here as well, and so that is using the Victorian Velvet, but use whatever ink you would like. And so if you might see the edge, I wanted to make sure that that was inked as well. This is the other piece, so that's all inked around the front, and I have inked around the edges as well, because when you put the pocket here to create a pocket, you're going to see white. Now you can just ink all of that white just around there, Or you can do what I did in the other one, which I cut a strip. So this is the same paper that was on here, and this is from the Shades of Pink kit, but use whatever you would like, any of the spare digitals, cut you know, spare pieces that you might have. So I just cut a 2-inch piece and then just made sure the edges lined up, inked around the edges, and then I'm going to glue that there. And so that means if you peek and open up, you won't see any of the white. So let me just glue that on now. Okay, so I'll just speed this up. Now, the reason why I inked on the inside and around the outside is that if you don't measure this up exactly, you won't get a white edge there, you'll get the pink edge instead. So it just seems a little bit more seamless, just in case it doesn't measure up exactly. Okay, so now to create the pocket, and as I said, you want to ink here because when this is a flap and glued down, you just don't want a white edge there. So to create the pocket, we need to glue these 3 sides. Okay, I'll speed this up again. Okay, so just make sure that you glue down the right side so the 2 inside pieces go together. Whoops, that's coming apart. And then you want the right sides on the outside. Okay, and that forms your pocket. And then this will go, sorry, it goes that way, is the right flap. And then, oh, this is your tab. So we've cut this out and inked around the edges. And then we just want to glue this tab down. Okay, so that's your long writing piece, and that will go in here. Okay, fits in there perfectly. Oops. Okay, and then when you pull it out, you're not going to see the white there. Okay, and then what we want to do is you want to glue down this side here, and this is going to go on the back of the journal because it flips to the right. So that's going to go there. All right, I don't want to stick my head in the camera, so I'm going to go, oh, hang on, I should be able to do it. Let me just do this now. And just center it. Sorry, I've made a bit of a mess there. It's hard to look. You want to make sure that you're doing it within the journal, not the spine, but you're wanting to do it here. Sorry, that's not the neatest I've ever done, and I don't know if I've done that a bit crooked. Slightly. It is slightly. Anyway, make sure I've got the right piece. So then this is going to glue over the top. Just make sure that that can fold in there. So you want to make sure that you're on this side of the spine, and then that folds there. And what have I done? You know, I'm going to have to rip it off. I've missed it. That's where I glued it here. This is the spine here, and I should have glued it over here. So I'm going to rip that off and then move it back over here. Okay, sorry about that. It's quite difficult for me to see when it's dark hard. So what you're seeing is that I've put the 2 inside covers on here. So there's the 1/4 of an inch spine there. So I put those on. And when I did this, I'll bring it up. Hopefully you'll be able to see. So there's your 1/4 of an inch spine. So I've sort of brought it up just a fraction shorter than the spine. And that's where that flap now goes in under there. Okay, so hopefully that makes sense. Now, I've got my signature ready and I wanted to decide what to do in the center. So I have decided to use this as my center page. So just give you a bit of an idea of how that goes. I haven't added vellum or anything like that in here, in this one, but I decided I was going to do vellum in the center. So before I sew this in, I am going to fold that in half. Okay, so it's a piece of vellum, but you can use any piece of card, paper, anything that you want as an insert. You can put an envelope. If you want to see how to do an envelope, please look at the other books, journals in this series, because I have sewn in an envelope and how to do that. So this I'm just going to sew in, and then I'm going to glue together after I've sewn it in. So once that's got the stitching down the center, I will probably glue this side and then do a notch at the top. And I was thinking that I might put this journal card in there. So with the glue, this will just come right to the top. You don't want it to be higher than that because you're going to find it hard to get the journaling card out. Now we'll see how it goes, because I'm going to put a very thin layer of glue down the side. I might even cut this a little bit shorter. I think the stitching there, I'm probably going to cut it down to about here, and then I'm going to glue the sides together. Now vellum can buckle, so we'll see how we go. A very thin layer. If I don't like the look of it, I could probably always cover it up with lace. So let's experiment and see how we go. So that's going to go in the signature. Let me put that aside, because I'm going to do that later. You've got lots of little envelopes like this, which are gorgeous. So you just ink around. I like to ink on the inside as well in case I leave it open for writing space. These ones I probably won't, and so I'm just going to glue down the sides here and then have them as closed envelopes. So there's 2 of these. And I'm not sure where I'm going to use them in the journal yet, but I just thought I would show you that. Now, this pocket, I did mention when I was showing you the ephemera, I did go and print this again, and it had 3 pockets on the side, which I thought fantastic. I'm quite happy to have another set of those. I'm going to use it in another journal, and those pockets are really handy. So what I did was I cut out the bird, not the legs, his feet, but I did just cut out the bird, and then I put the foam tape. Now you can buy them in strips, you can buy foam tape like that, where it's a little bit thicker, and just put that on the back of the bird, and that just gave him a 3D effect. And sometimes you can, if you don't have the foam, you can just layer up pieces of card and then glue that onto the back to give you a 3D effect as well. And then I thought this journal card would probably go quite well behind that. So that's that little one. Now, if you haven't seen these were in one of the other journals. So what I used was, now it's a cutting knife. In Australia we call it a Stanley knife. I saw Rosa the other day with her with her Easter cross video, and she called it an X-Acto knife. So I think that's what you call it in the US. And so what you do is, to get your oval, I just sort of cut it into sections and then go around and cut it. I don't know why I didn't do as well cutting around these ones as other times. So normally I would ink around the edge, but I didn't want to bring any more attention to it. So I've just left it that color. And then what you do is you just glue some transparency film, which is what I've done on there, but you can use vellum, you can use a bit of lace, etc. And then what you do is you just fold and then glue these down. Now you might see that I've inked over the edge a little bit. If it doesn't measure up perfectly, it's good just to disguise it with the ink. So that's why the ink goes over the top there. And then we just stick that together. They look pretty very well done with Carolyn with her design, that they match perfectly, but it's user error on how we glue it and press them together. Okay, so that's that one. You can see that there. And then that card goes in there. Whoops. Should really wait till things dry, Vanessa, because that does go in there. Just make sure you've got your glue, like that needs a little bit more just on the edges so they don't pull apart. And then fold that down, and there's that one, and I had already glued that one together. So these can sit in pockets. They can also, so you could make a pocket and stick them in, or you could just use a paper clip and put them on the side of a page. Now these ones, these pockets, I wanted to show you. Now what you do with the journaling card is you glue here and here to enclose them, and then you'll have your card that will fit in nicely in there. So there's a bit of room around all the edges, and the card will go, I mean, it's got room because of the gusset, it can go right up to the edge. And what was I going to say? So there's two of them. Now I wanted to try something a little bit different, and I wanted to see if I could do this as a flip. So you can glue as is and then glue those two sides down and then glue them to the page, or once again you could do a paper clip. But I was thinking I might try, if I do this, I'll just show you on the page, instead of gluing maybe this bottom one, so instead, the reason why I've inked on the outside is I was thinking I might not glue that, and I might glue that to the page. So if I glue those two sides together, but then leave this and then glue that to the page, that could flip down. Okay, move it up so you can see. That could flip down. Then I was thinking this one, with the journaling cards, if I glue the bottom down there, and then a very thin bit of glue here to close that side up, and then glue that to the page, then I would have here one, this one will hold this one shut, and that will flip that way, and then this one will flip this way, and then you can have a little bit of secret journaling space underneath if you would like. So there's two options: just glue both sides together and then you can clip it or glue them onto the page like that, or if you wanted to think ahead and want to do the flip like me, just glue that one and that one together and a thin thing of glue down the bottom, and then glue that onto the page, and then this one you glue this together and a thin bit of glue down there, and then that edge to the page. I hope that makes sense, because I'm going to go do that, but I'm going to sew in my signature first. Now one other thing I wanted to show you was, I thought, what am I going to do with the collage paper? So I've cut a piece that is 6 by 6 inches, and then I found the center point, which is this little dot here, just by going in. Sorry, if you go like that and do a little pinch, and then do that and do a little pinch, you'll get the center. And then I bought two sides together. So if you can see, that one's just overlapping slightly. That's what I want. And if you're worried about it, just use something like a mat like this to see if you can get it straight, your fold straight. And then I'm going to do a little bead of glue there to hold that together. Okay. And then what I want to do, maybe I should wait for that to dry a little bit. And then what I want to do is fold this like this. in half. I want to capture, so you want to do the fold right where that bit of glue is, where that little point is, right there. Okay, I'm going to wing it, and to get it straight, just fold it up next to your sides on either side. Okay, now bone folder, we want to get this flat. Just like that. And there's the other side. Now this has got a very light print on the back. It's the lightest pink. I actually think maybe the darker pink or even another pattern would have looked great on the back of that. So if that's something you want to go off to your printer and do, that would be fun. Because that's looking a bit plain. I thought it was going to come out a bit different to that. So anyway, so what we've done is we've created a pocket, and then the idea is to have this as a top pocket on a page. So we tend to put lots of things down the bottom and it gets a little bit heavy. So if we do this here, that creates a pocket here, and we have two little tags that we could put in there like that. Or you could put in one of the other tags and cut them down and put them in like that. Okay, and if we glue it all together, that's pretty solid on the page there. Otherwise, if we just glue this side down here, we can create another pocket here. Okay, so you've got that double thickness there. So if you put it on the corner, you can just have your pockets, or keep that open there and you've got created another pocket here. And then what you want to do is just glue this whole section down and to keep it firm on the page. Okay, so there's a few different ideas for you. I'm going to go sew in my signature, put all the ephemera in, and then come back and show you. I was just finishing up my ephemera, and I thought I would show you this if you're new to junk journaling, you haven't seen this before. So I wanted to put on the back page this writing board. It's a very thin one. It's just leftover card that I had from the cover, and I've glued a digital on the front, inked around the sides. Now I want maximum space for that to fit. So instead of gluing a belly band and gluing here and here, I've actually extended it and folded over this little bit on either side, and then we're going to glue down here and here, and that gives me maximum space to fit the writing board in between there. So yeah, it was just some leftover card, and I put this one of the digital belly bands on the top of it there. So I was just going to do that quickly. Whoops. So we will put it around about there. So there and there. Okay. I hope that looks straight. Okay, so I'm just going to let that dry before I go and put the writing board back in. And then, so I did put these little envelopes in, and they've worked out really well. Just glued them down there and that one there. And I want to hold this one down. So what was I going to do? I was thinking about using the paper clip. So if you haven't done the paper clip before, a hidden paper clip, I just thought I'd go that over with you. Now that's not going to reach, so this was a long strip that I cut down, and I thought, you know, I'm going to do it like that and make it 4 layers. So with a hidden paper clip, you basically fold a piece in half. So I'll do that now, and then glue the paper clip down, just to make sure that that won't move. So there. Okay, and then this one is going to go on top. So I'm just going to glue this. Normally you would just do it with 3 pieces, but I'm doing it with 4 so that I can make it a bit longer. Okay, so I'll just press that down on the front and the back. And then in the ephemera, there was actually that side, but because that's white, I actually printed that on the back, and I think I might do that side, even though it's very pretty with the flowers. Put that on. It's got lots of layers. And then finally, glue this one on. Just into that. It's got lots of layers now where it's building up on the top. Okay, let's just put that through there and make sure that that works. Okay, and it does, and that's going to keep that one there from flipping all over the place, and that's okay on that side. And if I wanted to, I could put a word or something here to keep that flap down, but I'll decide later where I'm going to put all the words, etc. And one other thing, I will come back to do a flip through, but I wanted to show you this. So if you did want to put a vellum pocket in the middle, I just wanted to let you know the best measurement for this was 15 centimeters high, which is 6 inches high, so that was a great height for this journaling card. Also, my advice is to ink around the edges first before you sew it in, and also take a notch out of the top. Now I had to take it on both sides because when I tried to glue it down, it was quite difficult to get the hole punch in there, so I definitely would do that before you sew in the signature. And then the width, it was the right width here, which was 4 inches, so if you double that, it was an 8-inch piece, and then this fussy cut fit perfectly on the front of that, and then you can see through the butterfly on that side. So just wanted to do that. Let me finish off a few more things and then I'll come back and do a flip through. Okay, so she's ready. So what I've done is I've added lace to both sides of the spines, and then I've used a bulb pin, like a garment pin, and just hooked that through the lace there and added this little fussy cut, sit still in God's presence, and popped it on some ribbon and added a little dangle there. Use lots of bling throughout. So I've just had a sheet of these, and we get them in Australia at the Red Dot store, which is the equivalent to, I think, a dollar store in the US. Things are not $1 though here. So anyway, that's where you can get things like that. So I added just some bling here on the front. So let's have a look inside. Okay, I didn't want to cover up this page. I thought it matched so perfectly with this, and this was from the Shades of Pink kit, but as I said, use whatever you would like. And then because I didn't want to cover it up, I just added a vellum pocket here, and then just put the words in there. So I'll add those once I do the devotional. So there's the front cover of the signature. And then as we're looking at Luke 10:38 to 42, that was a great little text image to put on the top there, and then added that, as you saw, the hidden paper clip. So a little hint with hidden paper clips, just make it shorter on one side, it makes it easier to put in and out. And then I added this here that just sort of keeps that closed. And then we have a journaling card in there. Get that back in quickly. All right, and that that tucks in there, and then that flips that way. This one flips down. And so I've added Hebrews 4:16 there, and I'll write that on the back of that journaling card. Okay, so they go back there, and then this will slip back on there. All right, I'll move that up a bit later. Bit of bling on the butterfly. And then so I've added eyelets on here and ribbon, so they're really pretty. So those there. And then more bling and another tag with an eyelet and ribbon. Bling, bling. There's a beautiful image there. And then you saw me put this together, so I've just added a bit of bling there, and then there's one on the butterfly, and so that's the journal card that goes in there. Oops. And then this is a cross paper clip which just holds this in place, which is beautiful. So there's that journal card. So this is from Psalm 29:2. Give unto the Lord the glory due unto his name. Worship the Lord in the beauty of holiness, made to worship. I love that. So that will go back on there. Okay, bit of bling again, more bling. So that's a little pocket we made, and then 2 little tags. This is a beautiful image, showers of blessing, with that music sheet behind this. That's lovely. And then here 2 Corinthians 9:8, God is able. I'll probably write the full scripture text on the back of this tag, which has an eyelet and ribbon again. Bit of bling there, and the butterfly wings. And then I actually think, what did I did. I cut this one twice, and I added that butterfly on that one as well. And then here I actually forgot to add this page as a journaling page, which would have been a great contrast in the middle of the journal. So I did use it, folded 2 pieces of the paper together to make it a bit thicker, and this was an offcut from the collage paper, and then just stuck an eyelet with the bolt pin that says blessed on it, and a bit of ribbon there. And then I only glued this down 3 sides so that can sit in there. Little bit of bling, and then the butterfly wings are just holding this down. So then there's more journaling in there. Okay. And then we're coming to the end. And so I added lots more bling. So these are beautiful pearl embellishments. The images, so these would have looked lovely with pearls as well, but I continued with the bling on that, and then the 3D bird there, and then we have this lovely journaling space on that one there. And then as you saw me put the flap together, I just added that fussy cut there. And then here I added some lace, and then that text there. So that will slip back in here. Oops. And then this is the writing board, and so a bit of bling on there, and then that just slips straight back in there. So I actually do have quite a few tags still left over. There was so much in this kit, as well as more envelopes and pockets and things. Oops, sorry, that one goes back in there. I didn't do a 3 stack of little envelopes, I did a 2 stack, you would have seen that earlier. So I am actually making another journal which has got a couple of pages of each of these Women in the Bible series kits, and it's going to be one big one, and so all those extra pieces are going to be awesome that are going to fit into that. So I hope you've enjoyed this, and I wish you every blessing as you work with Carolyn's beautiful digital. She just amazes me each time one of these comes out. So yeah, we pray for you that you are thoroughly blessed as you're making the kit, but especially as you sit down to do the devotion of Mary and Martha as well. So we will see you in the next one. Bye.